The Avengers is host to so many interesting superheroes. Most have some sort of superpower or ability, like Thor or Captain America. Some are simply super geniuses, like Iron Man. Or others, like Black Panther, happen to be both. And then there's Paul Rudd, aka Scott Lang, aka Ant-Man. I'm Jocelyn the intern. I do all the research nobody else wants to, straight from the desk of Death Battle.
This Ant-Man is fairly unique because he isn't a superhuman or a super genius. He's an ex-thief with a suit built by a super genius. I mean, sure, he's a pretty good electrician, but he's not creating his own type of physics like T'Challa over there. Plus, his powers are pretty lame. I mean, Iron Man flies and has hand cannons and all sorts of stuff. All Ant-Man has is the ability to shrink and grow to different sizes thanks to something called Pym particles.
Now, these particles are called science, but there really isn't anything scientific about them. In fact, they tell science to shove it and go take a hike.
You see, science is built on absolutes. Whether it's rocket science or agricultural science, you always have to acknowledge and work with basic fundamentals like Newton's law.
Pym particles, on the other hand, throw that shit out the goddamn window. For starters, Pym particles give a giant middle finger to the square-cube law.
Now, for those of you that don't know about the square-cube law, let me explain. This mathematical principle shows that when an object or creature increases or decreases in size, its surface area and internal volume do not expand at equal rates. Now, I know that sounds all sciencey and stuff, but let me explain. Let's just say an average human was shrunk down to the size of, an ant. That means its ratio of surface area to internal volume would be much different than that of their original size. In simpler terms, its insides shrink more than its outsides. Its ability to dissipate heat would shrink by a cubed. This is a problem because this tiny ant-sized human would dissipate heat faster than it generated it and would essentially die of hypothermia as a result. That's actually why small animals like mice have much higher heart rates than large animals. All that extra internal activity helps generate more heat. I bet you can guess what that means for growing super large. If a normal human were to grow 10 times in size, its internal volume would be far greater, meaning it would generate a lot more heat, and its surface area by comparison wouldn't have grown anywhere near enough to dissipate that heat, which would cause this unlucky giant to die of hyperthermia. Yeah. Pym particles actively avoid all this bothersome science by moving extra matter to and from a place called the cosmos dimension. Which isn't like a fourth dimension. No, that would actually almost kind of make sense. The cosmos dimension is more like a different universe, which happens to be ruled by xenophobic insects called cosmonians. To make it even dumber, in the cosmos dimension, the ability to change size is attributed to a size-changing pollen. About now, you might be asking, well, what does all this mean, Jocelyn? Well, let me tell ya. Simply put, it means anytime Ant-Man changes sizes, he is either throwing away or taking excess matter from a universe full of racist bugs by interacting with a whole bunch of active interdimensional plant dicks.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why Ant-Man and Hank Pym are stupid characters. Oh, and also, science isn't the only thing that Hank Pym slapped in the face. He also slapped his wife, so, yeah, that guy.
Fun fact! If changing size changed Ant-Man or any shape-shifting hero's heart rate, it could also affect their life expectancy as well. Seeing as humans typically have an average of 2 billion heartbeats in a lifetime, increasing or decreasing your base heart rate could effectively increase or decrease your overall lifespan. Then again, I doubt any of the Avengers are worried about dying from old age.